to see for yourselves one of the most amazing events.
When is this great experiment made?
Impervious to heat, impossible to move.
Is it human or inhuman?
Gentlemen, do you realize what we've found?
It's time for the Geeky Brummie podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello and welcome to the Geeky Brummie podcast. I'm back. A week away.
Ugh.
With me this week, Mr. Guy Halford.
Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah. Mr. Leigh Price.
Yay!
Mr. Kallen Danes.
Hello, Ryan. What's up?
And I've sacked Keith and Phil. No, I haven't. They're having a week off. They actually did a really good hosting job. But
Phil seems to be away with her around naked in a pink rubber ring.
He's in He's in Lanzarote, if I remember his pronunciation correctly. My entire Instagram storyline has been Phil in his underpants for the last few
it leaves
days.
little to the imagination, thanks, Phil.
In his tighty whities.
If you got it, flaunt it.
They were full-on budgie smugglers. He was where he was.
I wish you took Keith.
Yes. Anyway, how are we all? Leigh, what have you been up to this week?
This week I have begun my Christmas shopping.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh.
You've done all your Christmas shopping?
You've begun it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's alright.
Yeah. Mostly because I've got a friend who lives out in America and we always get stuff for each other, and
Viv's got family in America as well. Yeah. Shipping is a pain in the
Exactly.
arse.
So there was like at least one occasion where I sent something and it took about 2 months to get there for no apparent reason, and then another time it took 3 days. So I can never rely on it. So I'm like, if I do the shopping now and send it, it might get there in time for Christmas.
I think there's like a 20p difference between the plane and the ship.
Yes.
And if you don't pay that 20p, they're like 4 months for you.
Well, I think like when it took like 2 or 3 months, it was like I paid one of the higher rates. And I think when it took 3 days, I was like, I'm just going to pay the basic one just in case. And then it got there 3 days later, and I'm like, well, I might as well just do the cheap one from now on.
Maybe it was like Castaway. Maybe the plane went down and like Tom Hanks is there holding onto your package for the 3 month period. He finally gets back to America. He's like, I've delivered the package.
I should have asked my friend if there was a face drawn on the package then.
Is your friend's name Wilson by any chance?
No.
I do hate Christmas shopping. It is like the most pointless activity because you're buying all the cool stuff that you want for yourself, and then giving it away at the end.
Yeah, because
hang on, Ryan. No, you buy the cool stuff you want, and then you still get to use it somehow. Like my nephew's got a Lego set off me for Christmas.
So you're going to be building it for him then?
Like, hi nephew, would you like to make this with me on Christmas Day? He'll get bored after 5 minutes. I'll make the rest of it. Job done. I'm happy at Christmas Day.
Or you just buy them nice stuff because you like to see the happy, appreciating look on their faces.
No.
Because you're a decent
Shut
being.
up.
As soon as you get past 24, 25, no, because you know you're getting socks or underpants or the latest Lynx body spray set in return.
I like getting socks and underpants.
That's
it's just
you
convenient.
Yeah, well, we know what you use socks for, so...
Socks, underpants, and slippers are like the best Christmas presents.
I always talk to my colleagues at work today, and I'm quite clear and abrupt about what I want for Christmas. So I actually just actively turn around. I want this, this, and this. If I don't get it, then I'm not happy.
There will be hell to pay.
I'm like Veruca Salt. It's like I want it, and I want it now. And if I don't get it, there will be tears at Christmas, and you won't like the reaction. And if you try and put me down a garbage chute, then we're going to have hell to pay.
But my main experience with Christmas shopping is trying to find cards was the nightmare. Because,
Again, pointless.
Yeah,
no.
don't write Christmas cards.
But for this,
It's just like, here's a square of cardboard.
Yeah.
Thank you for my other square of
for
cardboard.
this year, all the cards are worse than usual.
And you have to feel like you have to buy charity cards as well.
Get one with a
Just-
dog on it. Always works.
Yeah.
Have to buy charity cards just for the smug level of, every time I buy you a card, 10p goes to charity.
Yeah.
Cards were only good in school because you'd write everybody a card, one, to feel slightly popular, and two, so you could write a little bit something special for that girl that you fancied, and it wouldn't seem weird because you were giving everybody else a card as well, and you get to give her that card as well.
You know what was weird? Valentine's cards in primary school.
I've done that. It's past,
Our school had that, and it was like, no, this is not a good idea. Do not repeat it ever again.
I never did cards at school. Like, I never sent Christmas cards, never sent, like...
hang on. Let's refine that story. People did cards at Kallen's school, but they didn't give him a Christmas card. Let's get that correct. That is the accurate version of events.
I kind of walked into that one, to be fair. And I
you
probably
did.
just...
I'll get you a Christmas card.
I do find it the most pointless things in the world. I understand that elderly people, that like my nan and people like that, always expect a card. But for anybody of our generation and under, it's like, here's an email, but in paper form, with a picture on it. I could just send you a picture of a dog. Would you prefer this?
Well, I dropped a Royal Sun stuff up today because I went out with my family yesterday and turned around to my dad and was like, so when's your anniversary? And he was like, tomorrow. And I was like... Right, okay. I had to put card and post at lunchtime today, first class.
See, now they're going to know.
Yeah.
You should have not mentioned it. And it's like, postman was really late with my mum and dad's anniversary.
You should have just dropped it through their door.
I'm not getting a train all the way to drop an anniversary card, man.
I
It's
see.
pointless
Okay.
anyway. I had to buy the worst card as well.
You could have sent it by Kallen deliveries. He's got a push bike.
No, true. To live a fool.
So am I the only person here that actually prefers cards to presents?
What is that mindset?
Is
I
that
can't
because
get
they
my
have
head in
money
that
in them
mindset.
usually?
No, because like,
I mean, that's generally why I would prefer to get cards to
Yes.
presents.
If they had money in them, I would prefer a card.
Yeah, my
with
extended
money.
family have a tendency to just buy me a card with a gift card in it. I'm just like, that's better than getting me actual presents, because a lot of the time they don't seem to know what I want.
Yeah, it's like, don't buy me something I'm not going to use. My in-laws have it perfect. I've mentioned this many times before. My wife is Chinese. I have Chinese in-laws. Red envelopes. That's all you get. Christmas. It's awesome. You get a red envelope, and you know there's going to be cash in there, and you can buy what you want with it.
I mean, for me, a card's got to be attached to a gift, like stuck on with sellotape tape to a gift that I have told you that I want.
One of my in-laws' families once did we bought all the presents, so you just need to pay us the cash of which present you want to reallocate back to myself.
That's amazing.
That's something I can imagine you doing.
That's
Guy.
great. No, I'm genuinely a really good gift buyer. I'm well ahead of the game, sorted all my presents out. As you can see, there's a lovely Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who statue in the corner room that I bought for my nephew, because I'm going to trick him and make him think that the Doctor's actually female, and then watch his mind get blown when he was like, oh my god, it was a male before. Naturally, my 4-year-old nephew doesn't talk like that, but you know, maybe one day he might.
oh.
So I'm worried he's going to swallow the sonic screwdriver, though. To be honest with you, that's very small.
I hate that
How
you
old
guys...
is your?
4, and it says 5+ on the box. So I mean, let's face it, it's me that's going to be playing with it.
You're going to
think
get
you'll
the
be
police
fine.
knocking at your door, guy.
You're going to get that sonic screwdriver stuck up your nose within 3 minutes of opening the box. Tell the truth. Come on.
I mean, do we think it looks like Jodie?
I think it's a decent-ish representation.
I think it's better than the Barbie one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the Barbie one, to be fair.
Of course you do.
Has she got like? She's got like black roots though. Does she have black roots in the series?
I don't know.
I think she does, yeah.
Well, as an intergalactic Time Lord, you've got no excuse for not getting your roots done. You can get them whenever.
That's fair enough. Yeah. So
That's an idea, actually. Could they just regenerate their hair colour? So, like, if you decided you didn't like your hair colour, just, like, regenerate that part of
well, no,
yourself.
because
No,
if he could do that, he would have changed himself to ginger, or him or her to ginger, wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
true.
'Cause there was,
Change himself to Jerry Halliwell. Oh, could you imagine the Jerry Halliwell Doctor Who?
It's Jerry Horner now, right? Actually.
One time, I'd love them to just do a thing of, like, the Doctor regenerates, doesn't like the way they look, and then just immediately regenerates again.
No, because that would involve them like killing themselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't like this body. Bang. That's not going to traumatise.
That
other
one's not
children.
working for me either. Like, let's just get this right.
It's not like going into the Fallout person creator and hitting randomise every fight.
That would be an interesting feature for the TARDIS, I think.
Well,
It's like one of those old flash games where you like change the clothes.
it's like Cher's like thing in a war, and then in Clueless where she's choosing her outfit for that day, and she's like, I'll have that face, I'll have those legs, those arms.
Eccleston ears. Can you imagine what, like, if you like combined all the 12 images of the Doctor together, what they'd look like?
Kallen Danes.
No, we know he looks like a Ken doll today. Does he just come with accessories? Shall we move on to this before we
Yeah,
get
I
any
mean,
further?
this was a sad state of affairs. So, like, when we were sat in the lobby waiting for Kallen to arrive, this what I could just best describe as a chav approached us and I'm like, ready to
I
go.
was-
And
I was
I was worried at first. I was like, better hold on to my wallet here.
I was expecting a pat down and a mugging.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get murked, to be honest with you.
I thought your exact term was E17 reject.
Yeah, he was. Like, he looked like he'd been eating too many baked potatoes and fell
Brian,
out of his car.
Brian Harvey's adopted child.
Wait for it. He's Brian Harvey.
He was in that like 90s band, wasn't he? Like
What
Blue?
90s band?
Blue?
Oh my god, we've just literally been talking
we've literally
about the
said
band.
the name.
Oh, E17, E17.
Oh, god.
Yeah, but like nobody remembers E17. Like,
We
they
all
weren't-
do.
Can you name an E17 song? They
Wait,
did,
wasn't there, like-
did a Children in Need song, which was a big one.
Wasn't there one? Oh wait, no, I think that's the wrong band. Something like Crossroads.
That's Bone Thugs and Harmony, and then later covered by Blazing Squad,
Oh, that's who I was. Yeah, no.
who you clearly look like a member of today. Jesus, Kallen. They did Stay Another Day, famous Christmas song, House of Love, Deep.
Yes.
I don't know any of
Steam.
these.
I
Don't
only
know.
know Stay Another Day. That's literally the only one I remember.
I love
That's your
the video.
homework for the week. E17.
My favourite video of all time, that is in the gigantic coats with them just bouncing
Oh,
around.
amazing. Do you want
It was like a ballad, wasn't it? And it's like you got three hard men from the East London in giant big fluffy coats, which I imagine Guy would really love to own. A big white panda coat.
Definitely.
And just go, stay another day.
I love that.
Wait, are they like the furry
Yes.
ones?
Yeah.
But they
Oh,
were
like-
they were like massively oversized.
Oh, they sound cool.
It was
That
like
genuinely
having a
sounds
Ken
cool.
doll in a normal sized coat. They were that big.
What's the-
you know that Kanye video?
Yeah.
Where he's
What's
like
the video?
massively-
What's the video?
Stay Another
Stay
Day.
another day.
So they were a great band though. Like some of those hits, like House of Love. That is a full on. If you ask me, that's rave. That is definitely a rave tune.
I have an E17 story for you all. This is about 10 years ago now. My old flatmate and one of my best friends, we went away to one of these Butlins 90s weekends.
Cool holiday.
Mainly because it was like just an excuse to get drunk and listen to terrible music. So we had 5 there.
He's lying.
We had 5 there, of which 4 turned up. We had
7,
M
6,
people.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wasn't that a lyric? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of like awkward when they got to that bit. It was like 4, 3, 2, 1. We had M people there, and
Oh God!
boy.
We're gonna do to make you feel proud.
and E17.
I mean, were E17 the headliner here?
No, Chesney Hawkes was the headliner.
Wow!
Wow.
Wow!
And he was the best gig of the entire weekend.
Was he the one and only? Right?
He was the one and only. He got his brother's now his drummer.
Wow!
And he was like trying to promote his brother's Instagram feed, like get his followers up there. But
So
anyway, so
we
E17 were there. All of E17, all 3 of them turned up. Was
There's
it 4?
4.
Was it 4?
There was Brian Harvey, Potato Eater.
There was Tony.
There was Tony Moore, who was the
Who was the only
songwriter.
one with hair?
There was that bold one who had a cross earring, and then there was the other one that kind of looked like Brian Harvey but wasn't quite
The
Brian Harvey.
fake Dappy.
Yeah,
John Hendy and Blair Drevelman?
yeah, them guys, yeah,
Yes.
them pair.
Well,
That's like oh yeah, so like the Spice Girls with Victoria, Emma, Jerry, Mel, and who was the other one? Mel B? Was it Mel C?
Anyway, so they were on stage and they got bottled at a Butlins in Wales. This must be the lowest point of their career because Brian Harvey told us all to fuck off and then stormed off stage after being bottled.
Classic. So we've diverted here back from what we were talking about. Kallen, who has shown up wearing a baseball cap that says what?
Supreme.
Supreme. I don't like to fit. I know Phil Ellis is thinking like, is that an American Horror Story reference?
I think it's like proper wear for those like into it people.
Right,
It's like
okay.
you see lots of Chinese students wearing Supreme because
It's one of those like street sort of
Here we go.
casual brands
Yeah.
of like, but it's
Sold
like
it.
if you know, you know, sort of thing.
Oh,
Kallen.
and if you know, you know.
It's like Kallen thinking he's cool enough to be on the Pengus Munch. That's the kind of wear that
Ah,
Kallen's wearing.
nice. I love that show, Peng Life. He is wearing I mean, to me, this
Do you want me to talk you through the outfit?
This
Because I know
looks
where
like,
everything's
no, I'm
from.
talking through the outfit because you were going to try and justify it. He's wearing quite clearly a jacket that his dad wore to the disco in the 70s.
Basically, it's a nice
He's
bomber
just clapped
jacket.
the
from-
Basic, that's basic.
It's a nice Zara men's bomber jacket, which is just a sort of like dull grey.
Yeah, dull is a good word.
It's just casual, yeah.
And he's got a pair of jeans on. That's fine. He's got his standard farmer boots on.
And he's wearing a meme T-shirt as well.
Let's
but
talk
a
about
bad-
the T-shirt because I'd say it's Amazing.
Yes, I'm wearing a t-shirt that says "That's amazing" in like a blue and green font.
We can literally confirm the outfit is not amazing. It's quite positive.
It's amazing that he thought walking out the house wearing that was sensible.
It's like, you know when like the BBC do a sitcom, they're like, we need like a character who kind of looks a bit streetwise, who's going to terrorise people. Do you know what he looks like? He looks like the guys from People Just Do Nothing, which is obviously a parody of street culture. Oh my god.
He looks like a BBC Three host.
Yes. Stacey Dooley investigates Kallen Dane's outfit. Oh.
I think I had it nailed earlier when I said outside Nathan Barley.
Yeah, definitely Nathan Barley.
Who is Nathan Barley?
Just what you have become. Like, we watched a show when you were a fetus, which basically explained that one day hipsters will rule the world, and all the prophecies in it came true. And this is another fine example of how Charlie Brooker wrote the future.
Wasn't it a freemium magazine based in London, which was full of hipsters?
Sugar 8.
Yes.
How is this hipster though? This is not hipster. This is
it's bad hipster, which is the point of the show. It was people who think they're cool.
I mean, it's what you're still wearing the jacket indoors. What's that about? I mean,
it's cold in here.
At least he's taken the cap off.
The cap. I mean,
I had to take the cap off to put the headphones on. Otherwise, I'd have to wear the. I'll make it worse for you. If I put the hat on...
Nothing can make it worse.
If I put the hat on, and then I wear my headphones over the top of the hat...
And now you look like you're walking down to the shops, and you think you're cool on your skateboard.
You know what he looks like? You know, like when your granddad wears a baseball cap because it's too hot outside? He looks like that, like a granddad cap. Like, oh, I've got this cap with like a logo of it or something.
Like Poochie the dog is in the studio.
I just feel like I'm... if anybody ever... I think you're way too old for this, but if any of you ever listen to Radio 1 or stumble on it by mistake, there's this thing in the evenings called Fire in the Booth. And there's and they bring in like a bunch of like wannabe rappers.
Fire in the Booth.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like wannabe rappers just come in like freestyle in a booth, and they all like for some reason wear hats and have headphones on.
We know you can't freestyle because we proved that 2 weeks ago when we asked you to put a rap together after backing up. What was it, The Mansion or...
yeah, like something like that.
Something like that. The Manor. That's
the Manor.
And all you did on stage was just go woo and Snapchat.
I ate your food. Whoop whoop. You've got no food. Whoop whoop.
I stole your beer.
Fat. Whoop whoop. It's going down the toilet. I mean, Kallen, like. And then you sat outside thinking that you were some kind of like paper gangster bad boy porn star with your feet on the chair with your phone in your face, expected like someone to walk past you just look at them and go, "What?" like that at them.
Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin.
It's just a comfortable way to sit though. Like you just sit with your like.
You'll get a spine. You know, when you're like older like us and we've all got bad backs, man, you'll be like, oh, we shouldn't sat like a prat on the sofa.
When you have to make noise to get out of furniture, you're going to regret that sitting like that.
Kallen. We were like, let's be a bit less harsh to Kallen this week because we gave him a lot of rubbish last week about the Freddie Mercury thing. He got it hard last week, but then you came up looking like this. I mean, you'd excelled yourself.
Did you not think when you threw your clothes together in the dark this morning that you might come in for a little bit of...
to be honest, I don't ever think about it because it's like whatever I wear, you guys will like find some way to roast it because like you're old and you have no sense of style. So like whatever I wear, you guys will roast because you have no like taste like that.
I mean, just thank your lucky stars that Philip Ellis isn't here. That's all I'm saying.
See, I reckon Philip Ellis would have sort of. He wouldn't have rated the outfit, but he wouldn't have
certainly would not.
it as hard as you guys.
I mean, I can't speak for Philip Ellis, but I know he probably would have said,
Phil Ellis in his underpants in Lanzarote at the moment would still probably say he's wearing more stylish clothing than you are right now.
Oh, Kallen. So what have you done this week?
Stop stealing my job. I go away for 1 week.
I know,
Stop stealing my job.
Everybody did a better job last week than you.
Kallen.
Other than buying a new outfit... to try and impress us.
Other than going through Zara Man's clearance section.
Anyway, right. To be honest, this week it's been sort of meh. Because Is that hipster talk? Like meh. It's been meh.
It's not hipster talk because that was from The Simpsons in '92 or something like that.
I mean, to be honest with you, Kallen, I was really hoping your week would be amazing, as your T-shirt says.
No, it wasn't amazing because I had a damp leak, and I have a soaked.
In the house? Or
So does that explain? So does that explain the outfit? Because you had nothing else left.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I recommend Depends, Tenor Men.
Let me rephrase that.
Oh god, he's not going through that stage, is he, in the morning? Oh no.
We'll have to get some plastic sheets.
Some water leaked into my apartment, causing like my like a good portion of my floor to get completely soaked.
Like this is not the accurate story here, is it?
So how did the leak happen? Was it upstairs, letting the bath run over?
We reckon it was upstairs. So it was because I spoke to the building manager. Yes, the same building.
Is this the joystick guy?
Yeah, it's the joystick guy. Spoke to joystick
I can imagine it. Kallen comes up, my floor's wet, and the guy's just like, "What's happened this time?"
So I spoke to joystick man.
How did you present it to us? So I'm just doing my stuff.
Okay, well,
doing my building maintenance.
Well,
come in.
That's not how it works because I have to go to like the actual like people that manage it in the office. So
this is how it's working in this situation.
Okay.
So you've knocked my little office door. Come in.
Right. So yeah, no, I've got a leak in my apartment. Like, well, I didn't say I've got a leak. I said my floor in my apartment's flooded. Okay, like it's soaked.
Well, that can't be true because carpet isn't made out of water.
He was trying to navigate around his bedroom. That's what it was.
Like Callen's just chucking water around the house. Like, right, staircase, living room.
No, so it got soaked, okay, and we don't know what the cause of the water was because it's quite close to my fridge because my fridge is in my room.
What kind of dirty parties have you been having?
Anyway, so I was thinking like it's my fridge. And I was like determinedly short, like, okay, maybe it must be my fridge. My fridge must be leaking. It must be broken.
Impossible. Couldn't happen. It's best fridge in the whole university campus.
Well, you're right. It wasn't the fridge. It wasn't the fridge at all.
I knew it. I got brains, mate.
You got brains. We reckon it was leaking from the apartment above. Okay.
What have they been up to?
It was coming down the walls. It was coming down the walls.
Dirty gets.
And soaking my floor. Like it would clearly like drip down when I wasn't paying attention, and had like soaked my floor.
Sorry, hang on. I need to take myself out to me. When you're not paying attention to the wall, how often do you spend time watching the wall?
Was it like 3 months worth of water here? He's like,
I mean, it built up.
We've been in his room every day. Like, no, it's all right. It's not too bad.
Is it like The Shape of Water where they flood the flats?
And then he gets in and he's like, "Do you know what? This is getting above head level. This is getting too much."
I just like the concept of like a leak that will stop when you start paying attention to it.
I'm just sitting here watching the walls get drier and drier.
It clearly had happened like whilst
It
clearly built up after a while, and then it got to the point where it's like squishy underfoot, and I noticed it.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, and so then he bought.
Have you tried mopping it up?
Sort of, but like at the end, it's very soaked carpet.
Clothes to soak the water. That's what it is.
It's very soaked carpet, so it's hard to do. But anyway,
have they moved you rooms then?
Huh?
Have they moved you rooms?
No, don't be silly. That would be too sensible. They've got they're getting me a
dehumidifier.
Yeah, a dehumidifier.
So, they're noisy as hell. Goodbye to any sleep that you've ever had.
Anyway, so I'm gonna like put up with that for a few days. But anyway,
is it just your room that's leaking?
No, my room wasn't leaking. It's the room above mine that's leaking because I spoke to the person who was in that room and they said they reported the fact it was leaking, but nobody ever thought to tell me that the person above me had said that their room's leaking.
Yeah, I mean, the building facilities ain't that organised, Kallen. I don't know what you're expecting.
But anyway,
this happens throughout the rest of your life. Never expect building people to actually pay any attention to what's going on.
Anyway, so then I had this morning I woke up to having the building manager and my landlord, who I've never actually met before, knock on my door, and I was like, "Oh, give me a minute," and barged in. I was like, rude, but anyway, whatever.
They're in his underpants on the bed ready. Come in.
He's quickly kicks the magazines and like, wait.
They're all stuck together because of the damp.
But anyway, now to the point of the story. Okay.
Sorry, there's still a point to this story.
Yes, no, there is a point to this.
There's a point to
this. There's a point to this, and there's a question to this, which is...
Oh, God.
You guys all went to university, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay. When you were at university...
We got an education.
Did you... not necessarily steal, but acquire things like road signs, traffic cones.
Who'd you take us for, Kallen?
A friend of mine at uni actually did steal a road sign. It was like a no road crossing, and changed it to a no toad crossing, and stuck a picture of a frog on it. So that's
those wacky student days.
But
I had a traffic cone for a few years.
I mean, we just tried to steal things out of my friend's bedroom via the window. So, as I say, friend, he wasn't a friend.
Was this the guy you tortured?
Yeah, he was a victim.
So there is a culture of this because the building manager could not understand why I had 2 traffic cones and a wet floor sign in my bedroom.
Well, the wet floor sign
made sense. I think the wet floor sign was a bit of a pre-warning because I got it and then the leak happened. So I think I might have
you summoned
so this guy is mugging us off.
Did you place the wet floor sign on the wet part of the floor? Please tell me you did.
It's not, but it's not far away. It's not far away, but it's
only time that you're ever going to use that in any kind of context.
Kallen's just stood there pointing the sign, sign smirking, hey, good in it, good one. Got you there.
Yeah, no, and it was just he was mind-boggled the fact that I had these cones and signs and stuff.
That's because he's been looking for them for the last 3 weeks to put them outside the door.
I'm mind-boggled by this whole circumstance.
I think it's time to move along before we get too lost into Callan's wet bedroom. He's going to be having wet dreams in his bed tonight.
Wow. Ryan, you just took it to a level.
That was just wrong.
We were all thinking it, but it didn't need to be said.
Ryan, you come back last week, nice, clean, good fun. You just bring your gut.
I listened to that show. There was no good.
Take your mind out of the gutter.
You had Phil and Keith in last week. There was no way it was good and clean.
Ryan just removes all the subtlety of the humour we have on the show.
That's the
sex joke, guys. Get it? Hey.
That's what your job usually is. I'm taking the heat off you. Anyway, Guy, what have you been up to this week?
I've been annoyed. Standard annoyance.
Do you ever have a week where you're not annoyed?
Right. I did the Cineworld quiz again. Right. I don't care if you...
I already had this rant
I don't
on
care
the phone of the night.
If you listen to this show... Little man at Cineworld, because you and your questions are ridiculous. It's meant to be fun. You go to a quiz to have fun. You expect there to be some relatively difficult questions, but you expect, to be out and built to answer most questions.
You expect to get 5 to 6 out of 10, regardless of how hard it is. Yeah.
So this little man who, to be honest with you, if you go to Cineworld in Birmingham, if you've seen the man that looks like Terry Nutkins kicking around, does he work there? Because I need to know, because I don't think he does. Anyway, I felt like I was part of some sick sexual fantasy because, literally, it was. I just couldn't. The questions were so impossible.
Give us an example.
Okay, the round was who's Tom Cruise. And they gave us 10 names.
Kallen,
who's Tom Cruise?
I think he's an actor.
I don't know where to go now. So the round was who's Tom Cruise. They gave us names of characters played in some. One was Cole Trickle.
What?
Cole Trickle, anyone?
No.
Was that one of his fake names for Mission Impossible?
Nope. One was Pete Mitchell. Everybody's looking around
was he in EastEnders for a cameo?
Pete Mitchell. Who's Pete Mitchell? Oh, apparently that's the character he played in the Mummy remake. Anybody remembers that?
Who watched the Mummy remake?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't think even Tom Cruise watched the Mummy remake.
Honestly, it was such a ridiculously hard quiz. One of them was name the characters in Kill Bill. Fine. Oren Ishii, Bud,
Yes.
Bill, Al, Vanita Green, and
the bride.
The bride. Yeah, exactly. Give me their code names. Something that is mentioned in the film for 10 seconds out of a 4.5-hour film.
Yeah.
There's actually, isn't it mentioned in Pulp Fiction and not the actual main
No,
film?
it's actually it is mentioned in there, but
Yeah.
it's 10 seconds. One of them is Copperhead.
They're all snakes, and that was about it. So
Yeah.
Black Mamba is the bride,
Yeah.
I think, and that's the only one I can ever remember.
So no, everybody was just glancing around the room, just looking at each other, nobody knows the answers to these questions. So I just felt like I was part of some sexual sick fantasy of this guy feels like he needs to be the smartest person in the room. I know the answers to these, but they don't, and I'm getting my rocks off from this. It was ridiculous. I'm not doing it anymore. Cinema don't do any more quizzes or get a new quiz master because honestly, it's a joke.
Well, I can let you run the quiz because you'd just be angry at everybody.
Well, do you know what? It was out of 100, yeah? The quiz took all night, which was ridiculous.
Okay.
It was out of 100. The top score was 30 out of 100. Jesus. So, most people got 70 questions wrong.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never known something so farcical as that. What a joke.
Is he probably got this out the film quiz book for really, really in-depth film?
I honestly just think he like, oh, well, everybody's going to know these films because I like these films, so I'll pass some questions about this. It's kind of like, mate, at the end of the day, like, your serious movie fans aren't coming to this quiz. It's literally people who just pop into the cinema to see the latest big budget film and see a post on the wall, be like, that would be a bit of fun. We can have some booze and answer some questions. What, win a prize?
I could understand if that was something for, like, the Mockingbird or the Electric, where you're going to have cinephiles going who are going to be watching unique films, or the Mac or something like that, where it's going to be you'll have French cinema, you'll have foreign language stuff, you'll have art house movies like Gaspar Noé's latest release will be there, and that's probably where the quiz should be audience.
Honestly,
if you're going to be Cineworld, who people are just there to see the latest Infinity War movie, don't ask them a complicated question like what's the name of the Ghostbusters, because they're probably not even going to know that.
It was just ridiculous.
This kind of makes me feel...
What are the names of the Ghostbusters? Actually, now you mention it.
Bob, Rick, Phil and John.
This kind of makes me feel better about the quiz that I went to at Nine Worlds in August, which was like a hyper-specific geek quiz. One round was entirely about Cartoon Network cartoons, and most of the room was just like, what?
You can't be that specific with a quiz. You've got to like...
Specific, not Pacific. That's an ocean guy.
But you've got to test it a little bit, but it's got to be general movie knowledge. It can't be too.
It's got to be reasonable level. It's like if you ask 100 people on the street, at least 70 should know it.
Yeah, it was honestly like, shame on you, shame. So I've been annoyed because one as well. You know me, I don't like not winning a quiz. When you're on a winning quiz team, it stings when you don't win. So
Where did you come?
We didn't even chart. Like, we had to split into two teams. So, like, my friend Sam went with a couple of people he worked with, who are part of the usual quiz team. And then me, my girlfriend Laura, and my friend Phil Howard, we split into another team. And to be honest with you, we spent most of the time deciding which woman Phil was more interested in, which is probably why we didn't get the answers right. But, yeah, we were annoyed as well because obviously they only announced who were like winning in the top three, and we were gutted because our team name was The Length of Sam's Love, and I really wanted them to say that out loud. So, but there was credit for Sam's team for having the name Tastiest Debrief.
Do you have to pick like appropriate names for your pop quiz today?
I mean, not really, Kallen. Okay. If it's something about a length, then I try and make it that. To be honest with you, like you need to try and get a sort of.
There is things with quiz names though, where they have to be really filthy or a stupid pun or a combination of both.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of like the quiz in my pants.
There's like 5 names that always go around, which is Norfolk and Chance, Quiz in my pants,
Quizzy Rascals.
Quizzy Rascals. It's always rubbish quiz puns.
You can't think of it,
no.
Can you?
If you use the same quiz name every week, then you just need to stop and you need to come up with original names week on week.
That's good. If you're
doing a league, if you're doing a quiz league.
Our quiz team is called Girth Mass Stanima.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
But a few weeks ago, somebody put out there as their quiz name, nobody likes Girth Mass Stanima. It's a good job I didn't go that week because honestly, like
table would have gone.
Mate, if that is your team, I will buy you a pint because you are a lad. Whoever like picked that name,
don't ever use that word.
That is a banned word. It's because he's got that cap on. He's like, I could use the word lad now because I'll get away with it.
Bants. Hashtag
Lad Bible.
Right, Bants is bad, but what's wrong with lad? Like.
There is no such thing as a lad.
I think we need
It's generally associated with bants. That's what's wrong with it.
It's lad culture, which has moved on from the days of FHM and Loaded, and now is stuff like Lad Bible or Lad Universe or Lad.
Unilad.
Yes, I think Unilad went bust, didn't they?
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't they go bust?
I thought they're still going.
Oh. Well, who cares? Because we're giving them too much time than they deserve. Ryan, what have you done this week?
Oh yeah, we still got Ryan.
Yes. Thank you, Kallen, for remembering that I am the host of this show.
You were away for 1 minute more. We can't just forget. We just move past. We get over people quite quickly on this show.
I thought we'd finished it.
We're taking over. Sorry.
Apart from going to hospital car parks, which is one of the greatest terrible experiences of everybody's life. How you're having to pay £10 for the privilege of not finding a parking space for 20 minutes and driving around in a circle.
Park on the outside of the road.
Can't.
You
Red
can.
route now, where we were. So it's like no stopping at all. Not even if you're braking. Ooh, keep those tires on. Anyway, so I lugged my girlfriend's very nice, ridiculously oversized advent calendar home.
You just called your wife your girlfriend.
My wife.
Oh, yeah.
She's still my girlfriend as well.
Is this someone else as well?
No, she's still
my wife, my girlfriend.
She's still my girlfriend and fiance and my wife.
Digging yourself a hole. Get out your shovel, Viv. I'd kill him when you listen to this.
My lovely wife's advent calendar.
Sorry, not girlfriend.
And girlfriend.
This time
he's trying to be so diplomatic, but he's thinking in his head, I'm going to get it in the neck when she listens to this.
Anyway, lugging that all the way back home, we found it
Which you should, because you refer to her as your girlfriend.
We found it had been resealed. This was one of the ones from behind the counter, because this particular advent calendar sold out within minutes of it going online.
Bizarre.
So we checked into the shop to make sure it was still available, so picked one up. £350 RRP is what they say it is.
Lies.
But you can pick it up for £35 if you spend £30 on other stuff.
Wait, what is this advent calendar?
It's the Marks and Spencer's beauty calendar.
Not Nestle.
No.
Cadbury's.
But anyway, so we get it home, find it's been resealed.
Theft, crime.
Day number 1's missing. It's the only empty day. Who steals day number 1 out of Advent? If you're going to steal something out of the Advent calendar, you steal day 25 because that's where the really expensive stuff usually is. But not day 1. Day 1, you're just setting yourself up for a life.
Maybe they thought they could get away with it, though. Lad, you know what? I'll open number 1 and think, hang on, it's just a bit of a laugh in it. Maybe they were just going to replace it with like a Cadbury's Rose or something like that.
What if they took 24 of them and they just robbed a day from each one? In the hopes,
the effort of that.
In the hopes that no one would notice.
Or they pick it up and return it 25 times.
Yeah.
But anyway, so my wife does what everybody does now to complain. You don't ever ring the complaint line. You don't email them. What do you do?
Go on Twitter.
There we go.
There is a fundamental flaw, though, that I did pick up with the story when you told it to me.
What's that?
Why is Viv opening an advent calendar in November?
Because we'd found it.
So there's a little bit of
we'd found
double
it.
standards here.
No, it'd been you usually have the round tape on it, like they have that special tape that when you break it, it's got the void seal on it.
I've never bought a beauty advent calendar.
Well, that had been broken and it'd been reseller taped, so it was like, hang on here.
Something's not right, something fishy going on.
Yes. But it was like it'd been blatantly opened and resealed, so it was like we best check to make sure everything's in there.
Do you know what else is fishy that's going on here? The fact that you refer to her as your girlfriend.
He's got you there. He's got you.
Shut up, you little Ken doll. Let's move on. Anyway, so jumped on Twitter, complained, response straight away, and she had a voucher credited to her.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's not what's in box 1, is it, though?
No, it's probably worth more anyway. So.
Yeah, but it's
what
not
was
what's in box
1. Do we know?
Emptiness. A void. That's what was in box 1.
Imagine like Vin opened it and just sucked her in. Like, where's she gone? Like,
it was full of disappointment and broken promises. That's what day 1 was full of, Kallen. It was
just full of looking at a box on the floor. Like,
it was like opening your wardrobe and seeing nothing that appeals.
So, like, if you looked in Guy's wardrobe.
Can we cut him off now?
I think it's time to do some weird news.
I think so.
Is it time for some weird news?
I think it's time.
Right, before we start weird news, Kallen, why have you got your bag out?
I'm just going to get a bottle of water out, if that's okay. I've got a dry throat. Is that all right?
Is that part of the outfit, is it? You need the bag to complete the outfit.
Do you know what? Like, when you get your humidifier, that is going to dry your mouth out so much. You're literally going to be gagging for a drink. You're going to be gasping.
Do you know how loud a dehumidifier is as well?
No, I do not. I love how we're still on about this dehumidifier.
It is like the noisiest thing known to man. Seriously. They are really noisy.
So, Guy Halford.
He's pushing his luck today, he is.
Yes.
Really pushing his luck. I'm going to rip that cap up his head.
Anyway, time for some weird news.
Weird news. Weird news.
Tell we're missing Keith this week.
Yeah.
From enemy.com.
Oh, God,
boy.
Ryan.
Oh, wow.
You have
Is this about Pete Doherty?
No.
You ripped me about saying lad, but you're getting sources from MTV. Like,
Enemy, even worse. Do you know, I used to buy the Enemy every Wednesday on my way to work.
Is it as soon as it got free, that was it? You stopped having interest?
Do you know what? It went up its own arse, didn't it? Really, it doesn't even exist anymore apart from online, apparently.
Yeah. Well, they used to
you
do
can
a
get
free
physical
issue.
copies. You can still get physical copies of it.
No, you can't.
They used to do a free copy and they've stopped it.
Yeah.
Have they?
Because everybody was like going, "Oh, it's Enemy," and then throwing it in the bin because they
Yeah.
thought it was like the Stylist magazine.
Yeah, I mean, like, how many articles about Jess Glynn do I need to read? I hate
liked
Jess
it.
Glynn.
I read it. I read the free Enemy.
I got annoyed.
So you're moaning at me for reading out a story from the Enemy magazine, and you're one of their list readership.
Yeah, but I'm that age.
I came
You roasted
onto
me for it.
I came onto a call, leave it over Virgin Media, already annoyed because they were playing Jess Glynn songs. So it was kind of like I had to hear them twice. It was kind of like, that's it, you've already annoyed me. This is not going to end well.
Our work conference song for the last 5 years has been that "Come and Hold My Hand" song. That just
What do you mean?
I'm ready for this.
What do you mean?
It's like we have music at our conference, Kallen, because we're a rich company. We can afford to buy licensed music.
Oh, I see.
Someone's seeking a promotion.
But it's like that Jess Glynn, "I'm ready for this."
Oh, okay, that one. Yeah.
I cannot listen to that song now. It's just
Laura booked some tickets to see the Spice Girls at the weekend, and then I turned around and went, "Sports Jess Glynn." She was like, "Oh."
We'll turn up late for that one.
Yeah, like Laura's just like, "Doesn't matter if I get there late for that then."
Like, we can stay at the merch stand as long as we want, get ourselves a few beers, have some chips.
Sorry if you do like Jess Glynn, but she really does suck.
She does.
Anyway,
We're not even sorry.
to go back to our weird news story, fake band Threatin just played a UK tour to pretty much no one.
Frettin.
Frettin.
What frettin? Like cretin?
Frettin, yes.
Wait, how are they a fake band?
We'll find out from the article. Or the other choice is from The Guardian. 7,000 UK households still watch TV in black and white.
Damn, that's more than expected.
I like both. I feel that like the fretting story is going to lead Kallen to a revelation that Gorillaz aren't a real band.
So Threatin, Threatin, and this is reported by Mr. Tom Connick for Enemy magazine.
Famous Tom Connick, the Tom Connick.
Wait, so it's not even spelt correctly, is it?
Yes, it is. It's just missing a G.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you are every time you pretend to be gangster.
Nice.
Paid for Facebook likes and YouTube comments and false ticket sale figures have led to one of the strangest stories of the year. Bands buying Facebook likes is nothing new. The very silly practice has been going on for as long as Facebook pages existed. Businesses and bands alike use bots to up their stats in hoping of improving their social media standing. One LA band, who go by the name of Threatin, appear to have taken this mantra to a baffling extreme. Twitter user @BuzzingBugs pointed out on November the 4th that Threatin's seemingly well-sold UK tour wasn't all it seemed, sharing a Facebook post that referenced a Threatin show at Bristol's The Exchange. The story unfolds thus. Somebody's really putting their English degree to usage on the NME blog here. We were expecting it to be a busy night because the promoter had already pre-sold 180 tickets, but all was not as it seemed. Upon arriving at the venue, the poster explains it seemed only the band's guest list. Only the support band's guest list had turned up for the show. After a brief altercation in which involved the venue rightfully demanding the money for venue hire and staff costs before the show go on,
I love the term altercation.
Threatin eventually got up from stage and played to literally 0 people aside from their tour manager and a couple of guys from one of the support bands because they felt bad.
Hang on, does this band actually exist?
This is a band, yeah.
Right.
So basically, so far so odd. But perhaps no odder than a desperate midlife crisis wielding dad with his eyes on karaoke uppy grandeur. What makes this weird is that it's not an isolated incident. The Underworld in Camden posted on Threatin's Facebook page, "What happened to the 291 advance tickets your sales agent said you'd sold? 3 people turned up. Please don't lie about ticket sales. Please don't contact us again for a show." Digging a little deeper, there is yet more oddities. There are live videos on the net where the crowd are completely obscured. There are more where the other members of Threatin are nowhere to be seen. Checking out their official music video for wailing alt-rock singer stinker Living is Dying, and you'll see a long-haired lad who reportedly threw a strop at having to play an empty venue and plays every single instrument himself.
Sounds like me.
Wait, why did they play it anyway? Just go home, like...
It's all a big fat fib. The Facebook figures seem false, the ticket sales are false, even the YouTube comments pertaining from women who apparently want to lick the sweat off Mr. Threatin's body seem to be from bot accounts. Apparently they've out-hunted the hunted, and what that may be for can be applauded. Somebody's really taken their English degree too far on this.
Yeah, I think we're giving the enemy too much time here.
Yeah.
Basically, what's happened is this band turned up on a UK tour, had nobody at their events, and then afterwards they found out all their likes on Facebook and all their comments were from a Brazilian chatbot.
Yeah, my takeaway from this is it's one guy pretending to be a band, and then all the Facebook likes, all the ticket sales, everything
is all false.
Fake.
Yeah. So basically, don't try and pretend to be a band and then go on tour because you will get found out.
I mean, credit to him for like having the determination to attempt something of that level.
The only problem is, like, once you start doing it at actual venues, that's a night that venue can't put on a real gig, and they would lose money.
I mean, if he had to pay for the venue,
yeah, but still, it's not the venue that makes the money. It's the drink sales, and the food sales, and stuff like that. If you said 300 people are guaranteed to turn up for a pre-sold event, like we've sold out the show, there's 300 people turning up. 300 say 4 drinks each, roughly. That's 1,200 drinks. That's a lot of money not to go into the tills for a night when you could have another band turn up.
We're about food sales when Kallen turns up.
They went into negative equity. Cleaned out the guest room. You said there was a band here, there's only you. I'm taking all the pizza. Anyway, so that was our first weird news story.
So let's see this TV on then quickly. Come on, get it out there.
So this
spit it out.
Is from the Press Association. No name next to this one. 7,000 UK households still watch TV in black and white.
No, I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
TV licensing reveals hotspots.
Not possible.
TV licensing reveals hotspots across the country where monochrome remains king.
Not possible. This is lies.
Isn't there still like a black and white TV license?
Yeah.
Which is weird.
More than 7,000 households in the UK are still watching TV in black and white, more than 50 years after the advent of colour programming. London has the largest black and white sets with 1,768, followed by the West Midlands with 431 and Greater Manchester with 390. In total, 7,161 UK households have not switched to colour transmissions, which started in 1967.
What is going on with people?
I reckon I know this one, actually. Because I had a teacher who had a black and white TV because he was colourblind. So I reckon...
Hang on a minute, Kallen. You're out your element. I'm colourblind. I can see the colour on the television. I don't see in black and white.
It's not like monochrome. It's just colours get confused.
I don't see like a dog does.
Yes, but I don't know.
Anyway,
do you think colourblind people see in black and white?
No.
See, when you said like the largest number was in London, I just thought, it's all Shoreditch hipsters.
Well, I was thinking it's dogs watching TV, but they can see red as well, so even they're going to be slightly
smog across the TV.
The TV licensing spokesman, Jason Hill, said over half the UK TVs now connect to the internet, so it's interesting to see that more than 7,000 households still choose to watch their favourite shows in black and white. Whether you watch EastEnders strictly or Question Time in black and white on a 50-year-old TV set or in colour on a tablet, you need to be covered by a TV licence to record.
Oh, of course he said that. Of course he said that. What an apple polisher.
You also need to be covered by a TV licence to download or watch programmes from the iPad.
Oh, now for paying for your TV licence is propaganda. I'm not having any of it.
I wonder if these are people that have colour TV sets but that are trying to get away with it by only paying for black and white and then...
TV and radio technology historian Jeffrey Borinsky said, there are hundreds of collectors like myself who have many black and white TVs. Who wants all this newfangled 4K Ultra HD satellite dishes or a screen or a screen that's bigger than your room when you can have glorious black and white TV?
Shush.
That guy...
Shush.
30 years ago you could still buy a black and white TV, mainly small portables, for as little as £50, and it's interesting to know some people still have them.
Is his name Mr. Trebus? Is he a hoarder by any chance?
He is Jeffrey Borinsky. Who was a TV historian.
Wow.
How much do I never want to meet this guy, ever? Yeah. Like,
you can keep your 4K and your ultra clear picture quality. I want to tune my TV manually.
Black and white for me, I'm watching that songs of
what
praise.
Gets me even more is analog's been switched off. So that means they have to have a digital receiver to watch black and white TV. How does that still exist to this day?
I also just like that when the BBC guy was like going on about whether you're watching it in black and white or in colour on a tablet.
still have
Just
to
made me
pay.
imagine like.
It sounded like the
Is
mafia,
someone watching
didn't
it
it?
in black and white on a tablet somehow?
It sounded like the firm, though, didn't it? It's like, you still got to pay. Guy, our lovely friend of the show, Kirk, doesn't have a TV at home, does he?
He does not.
He does not have a TV at home. So I could understand that more than still having a black and white TV. Either don't have a TV or have a TV, which can replicate colour.
Yeah, my TV is pretty much exclusively for games.
Yeah.
Anything else I'll watch online.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
YouTube. Oh. Anyway, that is enough weird news for this week. Disney Plus. So it's been revealed Disney are setting up their own rival stream service to Amazon Prime, Hulu, and Netflix.
Wait, this is on the bandwagon. Sorry, wait to jump on the backpack, Disney.
This is totally a surprise and revelating news that we didn't see coming for months and months and months.
Did you just make up a word, revelating?
Yes. So it was previously Disney Play, which you can get now. But
Disney Play? Oh, I'll have a bit of Disney Play. Oh, some of that Disney Play. God, they really good job they changed that.
The Disney Play service has been more focused on the older films and the cartoons and the more child aspect of it, whereas Disney Plus is going to cover more of the Marvel side and the more adult stuff that Disney have nowadays. So Bob Iger, CEO, has said late 2019 it's going to be announced. For starters, there'll be the first live-action Star Wars TV series, excluding the Ewok movies. Happened many years ago, which is The Mandalorian. So you've got Jon Favreau being the showrunner on that. You're going to have loads of people from Taika Waititi's doing an episode, Bryce Dallas Howard's doing an episode, Dave Filoni from Star Wars Rebels Clone Wars fame, he's doing an episode. So it's going to be basically about a bounty hunter who's a Mandalorian, similar to Boba Fett. And it's going to be a TV series about that. I actually kind of look forward to that one. That sounds quite cool.
I think it's going to kill Star Wars a bit. Like, you look forward to the Star Wars films as being big events. Like, watching a weekly TV series, I'm not on board for
because
it.
It's not going to be about Jedi and Sith and lightsaber battles. I think it might actually be quite interesting to see something else in the Star Wars universe, which is not about, I've got the power of the Force running through me.
I mean, I'd like to see a series about Admiral Akbar, to be honest with you. I really hope they'd call it It's a Trap.
That would be good. Clone Wars is being brought back as well, so this was one of Disney's big hits on the Disney XD channel. They're going to revive that for the final 12 episodes.
I mean, Geek's exploded at that news.
So there's also going to be a Rogue One prequel series, so you're going to have Diego Luna, who was in the Rogue One TV series.
So they're making a
film.
prequel to a prequel.
Yeah, so it's they're basically going to be talking about Cassian Andor and his stuff.
But they get actually going to be talking about it, so they have like a round panel talking
Yeah.
about it. I'd be totally on board with just watching a series every week where people just like, we're gathered here today to talk about
this operation that we have.
Well,
you could have Admiral Akbar then around the table.
part of a round table.
And what happened on the mission? Was it a trap? No, Akbar. Every mission, it's not a trap. It was a trap.
You definitely walked into it.
See, I've just got the image of a game show called It's a Trap. Because the title just screams game show.
One of those Japanese game shows where you have like Admiral Akbar's picture in the corner and they like walk over a walkway. Is it a trap? They fall through. It's water. It's a trap.
Or you're answering questions and one of them is a trap and you just get dropped through a trapdoor.
If I want it to be presented by that alien that looks like it's got like a sack of balls for a face. Like, I don't know which one, but you know the one I'm on about, right?
It's his co-presenter.
Anyway, for Marvel, they're going to have a Scarlet Witch TV series. Elizabeth Olsen's going to be headlining that, surprisingly.
She's going to have sisters in the show.
And apparently Paul Bettany is going to be in the show quite a lot.
Well, someone needs to hire him these days.
Yeah. There's going to be a Loki TV series, Tom Hiddleston. And there's a rumoured Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series coming as well. Which is going to be like the worst buddy movie film.
I'm sorry, but who actually wants that one?
I mean, what other characters are going to do? Oh, let's have a Maria Hill spin-off.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do a spin-off about Happy the bodyguard.
Well, they could have What's-Her-Face, Agent 13. Emily Van Camp.
She was in that, wasn't she? I love everybody's kind of like...
More from the classic Disney side, so they're going to do a Monsters Inc. TV series. There's also going to be films based on Sword in the Stone, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, and there's going to be a Mighty Ducks TV series.
Oh, Christ, really?
High fidelity TV series, but
No,
with
pointless.
Zoe Kravitz in the lead.
Pointless. No, what's the point of doing that?
I just love how they're just dragging Mighty Ducks' corpse out of the closet somewhere.
Yeah. And
The whole-
10-part documentary series about High School Musical.
Documentary
so Kallen,
series?
Kallen Danes is in for that already. We don't need to...
A documentary series?
Yes, about High School Musical.
What do you mean a documentary series?
I don't know.
Oh, like, we filmed in a high school, they danced and sung, and then Zac Efron got a career out about it, and then Vanessa Hudgens starred in Spring Breakers. Like, what do you know what I mean? It's like, what's coming out of that?
Also announced films around Three Men and a Baby, Don Quixote, Father of the Bride.
Oh, God. They're
The
really
Parent
dragging out
Trap,
trash, aren't they?
Magic Camp, and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
So,
Hey, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
so this
Love that movie.
service sounds like they wanted to compete with Netflix and Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
but weren't actually sure what to do with it, so they're just dragging whatever properties
Well,
they're
Yep,
not
pretty
using.
much.
They've got National Geographic. What I've noticed is quite absent is most of the Fox stuff, because they've now completed the merger with Fox, I think. So they're going to be probably bringing all the 20th Century Fox stuff. You're going to get Simpsons on there. You're going to get loads and loads of Fox properties on there. I think in association.
Eddie.
Yeah. Well, in association to the Disney stuff, it's going to be pretty powerful back catalogue there, because that leaves Netflix with what? Sony and Warner Brothers. I can't really think of any other big major
Yeah,
players.
but unless Disney pull out Rick Moranis for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids series, I ain't interested. Like,
Which
what are
they
pulling
definitely
out?
won't do, 'cause
Exactly. What
he
is this
retired
trash
a long
they're bringing
time
out?
ago.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
well, they're going to bring back Tailspin or something like that.
Oh, come on. Tailspin was worth bringing back. Tailspin was awesome. It's like Tailspin was somebody finding all the character cell animation from the Jungle Book movie and going, what can we do with these?
Let's just put pilot goggles on them.
Let's just turn it into a detective pilot delivery company.
I mean, they did re-release Tailspin, the game.
Yeah. And they, well, I don't know. Do you think having another streaming service is a good thing? Because we
No.
talked about this previously. I don't think it's a good idea
No.
to separate it out.
I-
What's going to happen with all the Marvel Netflix stuff for a start off?
See, I always have a problem with things like this, because it's like, if everyone decides to do their own streaming service, that's multiple streaming
You're back
services.
to
You
cable
have
again.
to- yeah.
Yeah.
And it's I see similar things happening in gaming, like the EA Access stuff, and
Yeah.
and I always
Origin.
think, Origin, exactly. It's like, let's take all our games off Steam and put them on our own service that's worse.
Yeah.
And it feels like Disney's doing the same thing with their properties here.
Well, the thing is, they've been playing a multi-horse race as it is, because they've had the Daredevil and et al. On Netflix. You've got Runaways and Cloak and... Is it Runaways on Hulu in the States? And I think Cloak and Dagger on Amazon Prime. So they're pretty much splitting their shows up as it is to cover all the streaming services. So I'm assuming they probably, as soon as this Disney Plus goes live, they're going to yank all that content and redistribute it straight away. Because got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC, which is a TV channel in the States that Disney own. So I think it's not a good idea for everybody. The whole point of Netflix that everybody loved about Netflix, it was everything's on there.
Exactly.
And you're paying one fee for it. We're back to cable again. And Netflix is even trying out adverts. Fair enough, it's for their own stuff, but I don't want to watch an unskippable 30-second trailer about some terrible Netflix original that's coming, to be honest.
I mean, I think from what we've heard, like, this does not sound like a solid lineup.
No. I think it's kind of like everybody's going to expect all Beauty and the Beast and everything else on there, so here's some of the ancillary stuff, which is going to be Disney Plus originals.
I question if this is going to flop. Like, obviously, it's got such strong names behind it, but you can get those on DVD. People already have those.
I don't know, because you get proper Disney fans, like serious Disney fans, who all collect every single DVD
And
release.
it's not beyond Disney to remove all those DVDs from sale, to try and get people to
They
sign.
do that. They do that all the
Exactly.
time now. They
Exactly.
release a DVD, put it on sale for 6 months, then take it off the shelves and not
Into the
re-release it
vault.
for about another 3 or 4 years, just to keep the price artificially high.
It goes into the vault.
Yeah,
as
I
they
mean,
say.
Guy, you've got quite a lot of Disney DVDs, and they don't come out that frequently, do they?
I mean, they're not mine.
They are yours. Tell the truth, they're not Laura's. Come on. I've seen your deluxe Blu-ray edition of The Lion King. But it is kind of like Disney will artificially keep the high price hiked on all their stuff, and I'm expecting this ain't going to be a cheap streaming service as well.
No
No,
way.
I could see this being around the sort of Netflix price.
Yeah.
Because I think
I think it's going to be more than that because they're going to have all of the MCU movies will be on there. All of Disney's back catalogue is going to be on there. I'm probably expecting this to be around 15 to 20 quid a month.
Oh, maybe.
Because Disney will think they can demand that price. Especially if it's going to be like, oh, here's Sleeping Beauty in 4K restoration.
It'd be interesting to see because obviously, like, they can't all charge the same price, and like some of them will want to, because otherwise, as you say, they will all end up dying.
Well, this
because
is
they'll
why
all end up being too close in competition. So they need to have some way of.
I think this is why Netflix and Amazon Prime are both absolutely throwing money at their own original stuff at the minute.
Yeah.
If you think about it, Netflix 4 or 5 years ago probably had 1 or 2 original series, nothing like that. And if you think since then we've had Stranger Things, we've got stuff like that. You've got Sky now partnering up with Netflix to give, if you have Sky Q, you can get Netflix included in the package. Amazon Prime, we've got the Good Omens TV series, we've got American Gods, got Into the Badlands, you've got The Expanse that they've just bought. They're throwing money into original stuff that they know you're not going to be able to find anywhere else for a long time. And then hoping probably for some syndication money post that. It's going to be an interesting state of affairs, I think, when Disney launched this service, because a lot of content's going to be pigeonholed and stonewalled, and everybody's trying to go with the Apple format of business, which is everything I make, I own, and then you can rent it back from us.
I would want to see though what they do with pulling their content. Like if they do pull all the DVDs and say, you can't purchase these on DVD anymore, you can't pay to download these, you can only
They're not that
stream
stupid.
it through us.
They ain't that stupid.
I know, but that could be an interesting way of them cornering the market and taking control. Because if realistically, if you don't have access to it any other way, then you're forced to.
Yeah, but Disney DVDs are always going to sell because they're always going to come out like half-term weeks, school holidays.
And you can have
gonna
kids
buy
who are going to watch it over and
They can't
over.
afford to lose that share of the market because they will sell so many DVDs because people will buy an incredible sum to shut their kids up over the holidays to watch.
Yeah, but I question if that's the smart thing to do, because obviously if these people
Want
are
to
going to
shut the
watch
kids
them,
up? Yeah, it is.
No. If these are kids that are going to watch it over and over again, then the parents might see it as, okay, well, I'm better off getting this service, and then I don't have to buy all these individual DVDs,
Yeah, but
and I can just slap it down in front of
but
the
if you
kids.
bought the DVD once, you keep it. You own it.
I would
You know what I
imagine.
mean?
I would imagine, knowing Disney's practices, they're not going to release everything at once as well, and they're going to do the vault situation. It's the same as they do with the DVDs and the Blu-rays. I think they'll release films for a certain period. They'll be on there 5-6 months, and they'll get taken off and then replaced with another film. And I think the stuff that's going to be on there all the time is probably all the direct-to-video stuff like Lion King 2.5 and stuff like that, which is going to be just filler to bulk out the collection. So, Leigh, good idea, yes or no?
I don't think so.
Guy?
I ain't that bothered by
You
it,
know
but
you're going to get it anyway.
I'll probably have to because it's Disney. Laura likes Disney, so I'll have to probably.
You know, every 5 minutes a guy's house is Ma Sawanya. Oh, she's streaming again. Kallen?
I'm going to hold off until the reviews come out for some of the Star Wars and the Marvel stuff, but I feel like I'm not going to.
You're going to have to hold off until you get a proper job because you're a student, you ain't got the budget.
Well,
I left university by then. He's got to be
I already don't pay for my own Netflix and my Amazon. I leech it off other people.
You
So
hear that? Netflix and Amazon. Kallen Danes of Geeky Brummie fame is not paying for his content, so please.
He's a sharer.
if anybody would like to get this service and then share it with me, so that I might access it without paying, then yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of a tweet from ages ago, which I'll finish on, which is like when you go onto Netflix and your cousin's partner's account's been frozen, you like, get your life together, mate. But anyway, it's probably not a great idea, but time for us to move along.
YouTubers and shameless cash-ins. A popular beauty vlogger, I think that's what they're called Zoella, released a book. What's the book called?
Cordially invited.
Cordially invited.
Not cordial.
Wait, I said that right, didn't I? Cordially.
No, cordially.
Cordially.
Like
Cordially invited.
Like what squash used to be called when you were posh.
So this seems unusual for us to be doing something about vloggers, because we don't really follow the YouTube generation. Kallen does, because he's
Yeah.
young, but we don't really, because it's like kind of over my head.
Yeah.
But like,
It's basically TV on the internet.
yes, it is, yeah. So if you remember from last year, though, we were talking about Viv's advent calendar, anyway.
Yes.
She got obviously mugged off.
She got murked for her advent calendar. Is Kallen rubbing off on you?
So basically, last year, Zoella released an advent calendar,
I know
which
about
was
this
about
calendar.
£50, I think it was, and it was like really pointless stuff in it. Like, it was like a notepad, like a small notepad.
Wasn't it
pencil.
like bargain bin boots things?
Yeah,
Basically,
pretty much,
yeah.
I
Wait,
think
did
it-
Viv actually
didn't so-
buy Zoella's
No, Viv did not
Oh,
buy
okay.
Zoella's calendar. Viv has taste when it comes to advent calendars, thank you very much.
So
But it was kind of like 10 quid's worth of stuff inside it,
yeah,
wasn't it? Something
it was,
ridiculous.
and
like
it
that.
went through the news, and it was regarded as being bad. So anyway, I mean, I'm really sorry, Zoella, if you listen to the show, but you are going to get a grill in here, and I do apologise if you are a fan of Zoella. But
I'm assuming this isn't Zoella. I'm assuming this is Zoella's marketing.
is it
people.
Zoella or is it Zoella?
It's Zoella.
Zoella.
Okay.
Zoella.
Also, I'd just like to point out, Zoella, if you are listening, I'm not involved in this, and like,
My
you're
name's
all right.
Kallen Danes, and do you want my number?
Hook me
DM
up on
DM
Snapchat, fam.
DM me.
So Zoella's released this book, and
Zoella's marketing people have released this book.
Yes.
and unfortunately for poor Zoe Sugg, it's gone through the press again because she's ripped people up in the written format this time. So I've gone.
How much was this book to start
I've
us
gone
off
to
with?
Waterstones, and this book was £20
With £5 off.
with £5 off.
Already?
Yeah.
It's been out like a week.
There's a reason I'm being very careful with this book as well, and I won't say why. But we always hold on to your receipts. So Zoella's written a book called. Brian, what's the title?
Cordially invited.
And it's a lifestyle Bible for the seasons for the year.
It's basically how to live during a year, basically. How to live during winter, autumn, summer, spring.
So I've been browsing this lifestyle Bible and found some particularly interesting passages and sections I'd like to share with you, the listeners. If you are thinking about buying this book for Christmas presents for people,
You might get murked if you
so there's always for each section there's a to-do list. So this is the spring to-do list. Have a good spring clean.
Oh, true.
Switch up your bedding to a lower tog duvet.
That's smart.
Is this written in like it's lit fam kind of speak all the way through?
I don't know what that is. Get out and scrub the garden furniture.
Living that YouTube lifestyle here.
No, but it's smart though. You do have to sort of like, I don't know, just
These are basic things people do just in life generally.
I also just like the idea that she thinks that her audience
Is gonna
have garden
own-
furniture.
Yeah.
No, it means doing the parents' garden furniture. Like you're like.
We got a lot to get through, guys. We got a lot to
Okay.
get... Take endless photos of cherry blossom on April walks.
Oh, cherry blossom is beautiful. Cherry blossom is.
Fly a kite or attempt to... I'll go with that. I like flying kites.
You like
That's
flying
something
kites.
I like that.
We
so-
bought Guy a kite once and he broke it within 5 minutes
You
of
did.
ownership.
You did. Oh, this is the last one I'll bring off the spring to do. Open the windows and doors to let fresh spring air in.
Or if Kallen, water.
There's an Easter to-do list. Not much great on this one, to be honest with you, apart from my particular favourite. Visit a lambing farm.
What's wrong with that?
Hashtag SponCon.
There is a great section about going for a bluebell walk. It says getting the most out of your walk.
Bluebell, Kallen. Bluebell.
It says getting the most out of your walk. Being outside this time of year feels like dusting off the winter cobwebs. Yes, because it's spring.
Yes.
So these are what Zoella recommends that you take on the walk with you. Camera.
Yeah.
Sandwiches or flasks of hot flasks of hot drink. Blanket.
Yeah.
Layer up. And also an umbrella. The weather can be a little bit unpredictable this time of year, so it's best to be prepared.
It may rain in spring in Britain. Who knew?
There is...
I note that there was no water there, just hot drinks. The basic hiking essential.
You need soup.
There's lots of recipes throughout this book. Now, this is one of my favourites.
Is this a nice, simple, easy recipe for
It's
us?
a very simple, easy recipe. Anybody can do it. Kallen Danes, this is one for you.
Wow.
This is for pack-up sandwiches. The prep takes 5 minutes, and it makes 4.
Pack up. Why pack up sandwiches? Not just a sandwich. Pack it up, sandwich. Pack it up. Let's move
literally
begin.
just sandwiches?
Pack it up, pack it in, and let's eat begin.
There's a whole section here which I'm not going to get into because it's very me. It's a section about her birthday.
Aww.
Just her birthday, not any birthday.
I don't know because it says my birthday, but then it starts talking about like what to do on a birthday. But it's like
Specifically her
celebrate
birthday.
being born.
but the chapter is still called My Birthday.
Wait, what
so-
should I do on my birthday? Please tell me, Zoe Sugg.
I don't know. There's a lot, to be honest, Kallen. This one's very big, to be honest with you. I'm not going to.
Demand a present from family.
Yeah, that's
Tell
mine.
them
That's-
what to
yeah,
buy
tell-
you.
Tell them exactly what you want, and if you don't get it, throw a Veruca salt. Decoration number 1, though, that is a must whenever I am throwing a birthday party shindig is balloons in capital letters, and lots of them. My favourite ones are favourite ones are ones with written words and numbers, and one cake carrying real foliage. It's nice to have a mix of lovely professional-looking balloons, maybe some confetti like spilled ones, along some more basic ones that are just blown up by you and your friends and scattered on the chairs and the
basic
ground.
balloons.
And the ground for a bit more decoration.
She just lives in like some fairy castle full of balloons on her boat.
I really like the letters and the numbers.
They don't spell anything for me.
So we had the recipe for pack-up sandwiches, which was
Yes.
prep 5 minutes makes 4. Now there's a recipe for a 4-tier ombre birthday cake.
A what?
So it's like
Four-tier?
up in the ante, isn't it? So it's like,
I mean,
if you
if
can
you go-
make sandwiches, you can make this 4-tier cake as well. Prep 5 minutes feeds 4. No, prep 45 to 60 minutes, cooking 50 to 40.
What is an ombre birthday cake?
I don't know, but there's not 4 tiers on that cake, is there? So I feel like I'm being lied
it's
to.
a chocolate cake, you mean?
Yeah, it's a chocolate cake, effectively. Right, so that was spring, okay? That was spring, cool.
Oh, I don't think I can hold some here.
Summer to-do list. Not a lot's here. My personal favourite is... play rounders with your friends.
Aww.
You can tell she's not in her 30s yet because she's still got enough friends to play a game of rounders with.
And still playing rounders as well.
Also, whip out your body scrubs and body lotions. It's pins out season.
Phil Ellis.
What's pins?
Legs.
Oh, okay.
There's a whole section here about how to draw a chalkboard sign.
Using chalk, by any chance.
You know, like, grab a piece of chalk, find a board, do some writing. Like, it's not hard.
Prep
really,
5
is it,
minutes
Zoella?
serves 4.
First, decide what you want your signs to say. Good suggestions include "Welcome to the garden party." We wrote "Thanks for coming" on the other side, so people would see it on their way out. This way to the bar, drinks this way, garden games, and to my personal favourite, to the toilet.
Is this for like a film viewing or non-garden party where it just says "Welcome to the garden party"?
Using your chalk pen, lightly sketch out your chalkboard where you want the lettering to go. You could leave some space for some embellishments. So
We know what you'd draw on a chalkboard.
Yeah, some leaves or some birds or a dick butt.
Shall we move on into summer?
This is beach barbecue. There's a section about having a beach barbecue. I mean, it's not really that hard. Just buy disposable barbecue, right? I mean,
Does it say serves 4?
It doesn't actually. No.
I mean, that is the least stupid thing we've seen so far, like how to have a beach
I
barbecue.
mean, she's telling people how to write. Do we trust them with barbecues?
If you can't make a sandwich, do we trust you to light a barbecue?
There's a whole page here about making party hats for pugs. Where you just fold a piece of paper, right? It's like that's what you do.
Actually, interesting.
Does it say party hats for mugs who've bought this book?
Yeah.
Is that what it's supposed to say?
We're now on autumn. Okay, so this I love this one. This one I really like.
Do you feel very autumnal? with this?
Yeah, I do feel very autumn.
We
So
are
we
in the
are
right
in autumn,
season.
so
Yeah.
there's some good tips here. So, first one: change your bedding, bring out the flannels, and up the duvet dog.
So wait, you're only changing your bedding twice a year, according to
How many
this
times
book.
a year are you changing your bed in?
No,
Now that opens a whole world of questions.
You change the duvet, not the duvet cover, twice a year. You change the duvet cover weekly.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was like. Why?
Stock up on wood and kindling if you have a fire.
Kallen knows how to stock up on wood.
Scatter throws and blankets around your bedroom and living room.
Callen's been doing that to soak up the water.
Collect conkers and leaves on your walks for decorating
Change
the
that
house.
to traffic cones and wet floor signs. Have we got Kallen again?
Stock up on sparklers. Why didn't you
Dehumidifiers? Could we realise?
Just in case an emergency bonfire night breaks out at any given moment, you don't know.
But wear gloves.
Get out your woolly hats and scarves. It doesn't say wear them, just get them out. just
Leave them on the side.
Get them out and appreciate.
Make a hedgehog house. Aww. Stock up on every flavour of hot chocolate and mint marshmallows.
Every flavour. Every flavour. Do not stick with just plain. You must have the mint and orange.
Start internally getting excited for Christmas.
Internally.
She's got a section here, some must-watch films of Halloween, so if we agree with this list.
Okay.
Casper.
No.
No.
Hocus Pocus.
No.
It's a classic.
Labyrinth.
Yes.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
Practical Magic.
No.
Edward Scissorhands.
No.
Not really a Halloween movie.
I'm not really sure where a film with underlying message of racism has anything to do with Halloween, but Get Out.
What? Because that's the perfect Halloween family viewing.
Insidious, Paranormal Activity,
Insidious,
Sinister,
no. It's
Paranormal
terrible.
Activity, yeah.
Scream, The Conjuring, The Ring. Not sure whether that's Ringu or The Ring.
It better be Ringo.
Pingu. She didn't mean to write Pingu.
There is a section about an autumn walk. Autumn is definitely one of the most beautiful times of the year to go exploring outside with the crisp leaves beneath your feet and conkers scattered across the road.
Not in Birmingham city centre.
Conkers scattered across the road is a driving hazard.
Yeah.
And it's a walking hazard as well. They get a bit slippy under feet.
Some Sundays, when we've had friends or family around, we will make a walk a priority. If you've had people stay over the weekend, it's a nice way to get them out, get out of the house with it and show them a snapshot of where you live.
Get out of my house!
Like, you've outstayed, you're welcome!
Get out of my house, walk to the post box, and never return!
If your walk is going to be a long, again, Leigh, this is one for you here. If your walk is going to be a bit longer, it's a good idea to take something with you, like a flask or hot chocolate.
Still no water.
Equally as warming. Remember, though, it's not really about where your walk takes you or how beautiful it might be outside, or what you eat, or even what movie you have on. It's about creating a special atmosphere so you can look back at it and fondly remember it. For me, my best memories of the season are going outside and going on those walks. She's have a cute dog, though. Essential autumn watching. This is a really strange list.
Chris Packham is essential autumn watching.
Good Will Hunting.
No, it's not an autumn film.
When Harry Met Sally.
Not an autumn film.
You've Got Mail.
Not an autumn film.
Sleepless in Seattle.
Not an autumn film.
Any Harry Potter movie, exclamation mark.
Not an autumn film.
Moulin Rouge.
Not an autumn
About
film.
Time.
Not an autumn
Dead
film.
Poets Society.
Not an autumn film.
Gilmore Girls.
Not an autumn
Sleepy
TV
Hollow.
series. Kind of. It's Halloween. I'd say that's more on the Halloween list than in the autumn list.
Section here about having a bonfire night.
Take this book and use for kindling.
There's a.
Shall we move on to winter? Or we've got a bit more autumn?
A bit more. Instructions about how to make jacket potatoes with chili. Pretty easy, really, isn't it?
Get a potato.
Does it serve
bake
for?
Don't do a Brian Harvey and leave it.
Prep time 5 minutes.
Oh, this was my favourite chapter. Staying guests. It's about people who stop over at yours for the night.
Okay.
So, there's a load of faff about people stopping over and their friends and what they like. But this is the section I really liked. One of the first things I like to check when I get into a hotel room is the minibar and the little miniatures in the bathroom. And for that very reason, I like to leave a tray of useful things in the guest rooms, which includes, wait for this list, snacks, headphones, a spare phone charger, sleep mist, spare toothbrush, eye mask, lip balm, dry shampoo, hand sanitizer, hand cream, face mask, chewing gum, and a fresh towel and flannel. If this all feels...
Is Zoe Sugg on a 4 in a bed or something like that?
If this all feels a bit too much for you and your guest is only sleeping on a blow-up mattress floor next to you, you can still leave something like a little pillow on a fresh towel for a nice...
moist towel edge.
I can honestly say I've never
Or if you're in
received that.
Kallen Danes' room, a moist carpet.
I've never received that level of hospitality from a friend. It's usually just, here's a rollette mattress.
So we give a disposable toothbrush if we have friends stopping over. I think that's a reasonable thing.
It says to write a little Malcolm message from the Wi-Fi code, and also to display photos of you and your friends, so you can share old memories. That's a bit creepy.
That is a bit creepy.
Just like walk into a room and there's just pictures of you everywhere.
It's
like that Alan Partridge episode when he goes around to the crazy fan's house.
There's a section about being a good guest, which is quite rude.
Have you read this and then thought, I don't do any of this?
Yeah.
How do I be a good guest?
There's a chapter about cereal party.
Wait, what?
A cereal party.
Serial killing party.
Yes, this is how to do cereal. Winter to-do list. Yeah, there's a lot in this.
Is it celebrate Christmas by any chance? Or,
Yeah.
Oh my God, there is a new year.
Update your bedding again. I mean, she must be getting a lot of action if there's a lot of bedding changing. Update your bedding for a more festive theme.
Who has festive bedding?
I had considered buying festive bedding.
Get out.
Sing carols.
Aw.
Reflect on your year and make new goals and plans for the next one, like write this book. Start a scrapbook with photos from the year. Send your Christmas cards, Kallen, one for you. There's a section all about Christmas. I don't know why I put them like that, because, yeah, that's just...
Is there any recipes in the Christmas section?
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Does she teach us how to do a Christmas dinner?
No, kind of.
Christmas pudding. Serves 4. Ready in 5 minutes.
Section about having a New Year's Eve party. Pretty easy, really. You get some booze and some music on. Job done. Count to 10 at midnight.
I bet hers doesn't contain booze, though.
And the final section, which I feel is the most patronising here, is setting the table.
Oh.
So it just gives you instructions about how to set the table. There's Rainy Day Den as well, which basically her and her boyfriend making some kind of den of some sort.
Isn't it basically just where you put like a blanket over the sofa?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I think, you know...
So... Was there...
Give us the tips on how to set our table.
Please do, yeah.
Christmas
just a
place
quick summary.
names. She tells you how to write on pieces of paper people's place names. It's pretty ridiculous.
She does have a cute pug, I must say.
Christmas
It's very cute.
Christmas to-do list. She encourages you to kiss somebody under the mistletoe.
Why did you look at me, Ryan? Ryan, why did you look at me as soon as that was said?
Because I was thinking of you with your hand under the mistletoe.
I mean, I feel like that one is one that it's advice, Zoe, but it's approached with caution, to be honest with you.
Candy cane macaroons.
Yeah. So
Extra special cauliflower cheese.
There's a list of games that you could play with people. So the casual family get-together, she recommends for 2 to 8 people.
Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah. Scrabble, Monopoly,
Don't play
Cluedo.
Monopoly.
Nobody should ever play Monopoly unless you want a war with your family.
Yeah.
The Friends Sleepover, 90s Dream Phone, that's a great game, don't get me wrong. Operation, Mr. and Mrs. great for couple sleepovers, yeah, if you want a full-on domestic. Claw Ninja, what the hell is Claw Ninja?
Is that the bit from Liar Liar? With Cards the Claw!
The more lively house party, this is to 6 to 15 people, she recommends for 6 to 15 people in a lively house party to play rounders.
What is her obsession with rounders? What is her obsession with rounders? It's like, is this the only game she was good at school? It's like, you must play rounders with me.
Yeah, she played it at school and then never learned
It's like this
the
version
existence of other games.
Is this her version of Heathers? So instead of going around and playing croquet, you play rounders.
I mean, she has got Never Have I Ever, dangerous game that is. But she does have Cards Against
Did
Humanity.
she say it's a dangerous game, or did you say that's
it's a dangerous game? And
She does have Cards Against Humanity. Is that for the more spicy party?
I'm not going to read this setting the table, Ryan, because I think we've given Zoella enough attention with this book now. It just tells you how to... Like, no one sets their table like the pictures in that book. That is, like, you expect that... Like, that's Marco Pierre Wright's restaurant style of setting a table, right?
Does she make ducks with the napkins?
Next time I come around one of your houses, I want you to set the tables like that and go to, like... all the extent that she does in this book.
You're not around my house. I'm afraid.
Set out like place names, like all that.
Your place name, if you went round to Guy's house, wouldn't have your name written on it. You know exactly what would be on your place name.
So you read about it in the papers. So there you go. The particular highlights.
So we have pre-warned you about the contents of this book. If you are willing to buy this book, don't take it under our recommendation.
So, does Geeky Brummie recommend it?
No. Do you recommend it, Kallen? Have you learnt some life-inspiring tips from the woman in clown pants on the front of this book?
Wait, show the... They're cool pants.
They're clown pants.
I like those.
They're
actually like her outfit.
Pants.
Her outfit's good.
Do you want to hear the blurb on the back? Quote from Zoe: I've always loved having people over, and whenever someone comes over to my house, I just want to make sure they feel at home as they do in their own surroundings. Such small things can make such a difference, huge difference. Any occasion, any event. I just think celebrate it always.
I'm thinking, do we agree this is not Zoe has written pretty much nothing except probably the blurb on the back of this book, and it's just her marketing team has assembled
pretty much,
yeah, it's a ghost written book.
I think they've watched some of her videos. They've got her style and aesthetic.
They've just had a photo shoot and licensed her name for the front of it.
There's a lot of photos in here, though. I feel like she's had more of an involvement in this than actually what you
How
think.
to take a walk.
Like, I feel like they were so, like, Zoe, so let's do a section about how to walk. She's like, it's a good idea.
I feel like
I'm on board.
The
Zoe,
people
what
that wrote the
recipes
book
do you know? Well, I only know how to make sandwiches
and cake.
That's pretty much my two things
I
here.
can do a jacket potato.
Guys, I know how to play rounders. I play rounders really well, guys.
Yeah, so,
Can we
I
make
really
sure
like rounders, guys.
Rounders is an all-seasons game.
When they've written a chapter, she's like, guys, any game of rounders, anybody? Like, women about rounders.
That was the entire
Let's
meeting.
all play rounders!
Could you imagine she was like Millhouse outside the publishing studio with a ball, and just, like, whacking the ball, running away, picking it up, whacking the ball.
You know how, like, big executives will go and play golf together, and that's how they have their meetings. She does it with rounders.
I can imagine like YouTubers like Ashens and like Guru Larry playing rounders with Zoella.
Really sorry, Zoella. Like, I'm sure you're lovely.
I'm sure you're a lovely person, but your book is trash. Leigh.
Yes.
Many moons ago, we went to the European Gaming Expo, or the Eurogamer Gaming Expo, or one of the EGX.
Eurogamer Expo it used to be.
Eurogamer Expo, which is EGX 2018. And we went to a stand. There was a really useful bit, which you watch our YouTube video, you can look at, which was the Shadow Gaming streaming service.
Yes.
So, do you want to explain to those who have not used Shadow what it is?
Yeah, it is a gaming service. It is a streaming service where you are given a virtual PC, high-end PC, and you stream that to whatever device you have, whether it's your much worse computer, like I did when I used it, or you can stream it to mobile platforms as well. And it's basically just a way of playing high-end games for a cheaper cost than buying a big new PC rig.
Yeah, so gaming PCs are a big thing, and usually you're looking to spend roughly in the region of £1,000 to £1,200 to be able to play AAA titles in full HD with a decent frame rate. So you're looking at stuff like probably a Core i9, 16 gig of RAM, something like a GTX 1060 or upwards. So these are quite expensive components for you to be able to buy and keep up with the development of PC gaming. So this is kind of Shadow, like, does that all for you kind of thing?
Yeah, it's kind of, it's all done. I'm not quite sure all the tech behind it, but it is essentially just this big high-end PC that just sits on a server somewhere, and just you can stream it to your computer. Yeah,
I mean, there's similar service out there. I think GeForce Now is probably the biggest one that's probably available in the UK at the minute, which is basically a very similar thing where GeForce will have the PC as one of their servers, and then you can queue up and go onto this service. But Shadow's slightly different, that it's your PC. You don't just have a queue of PCs and you use any random one. It's pretty much your PC.
Yeah, it is essentially, you load it up and it is pretty much as if you just bought a new PC. So you can just install whatever you need to put on there and run it like you would anything else, really.
Is it Windows 10 or 7?
Yeah, it's Windows 10. Yeah.
Windows 10.
So it's very easy to set up as well. Setup process was straightforward. Did have a bit of a glitch when I tried it out, but fortunately their tech support is spot on right now, and they fixed it probably within 12 hours, I'd say. Like, I'm pretty sure I sent like the ticket in the evening. Next morning it was sorted. But yeah, just you boot it up and it's a PC, and it's that simple.
Yeah, so it's pretty much you get a virtual desktop to log
Exactly,
onto, so
yeah.
it looks like your normal Windows PC. So you test a few games on there?
Yeah, I tested out a couple of games that don't run very well on my laptop, which is things like Civilization 6 and City Skylines. The latter is especially known for just eating up your RAM constantly.
It's a bit like Chrome, basically.
Yeah. And just tried to load those up, and it was weird because I was still using my laptop, but this stuff was just running so perfectly.
Yeah.
Just being able to play Civ 6 and not have any issues with it, and it's running smoothly, it looks great, and it was great, really.
Yeah. I mean, probably the best way to describe it is something like Netflix. So it's kind of, it's streamed to PC. It's a 2D representation of what the 3D PC is doing in the background, basically. Yeah. So you just get here is a copy of that screen kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And as well, like I tested out Cuphead on there as well because I wanted to see if there was any sort of controller lag or anything like that, especially because it's streaming. Did not have any issues. I was just as bad on the on the stream as I was on my normal laptop. So yeah.
I mean, how old is your current laptop?
It's a few years. I mean, it's not a terrible laptop. It's decent enough and it works for what I need it for. But there's a few games where it just will be like, I don't know what to do with this. So. Yeah,
because I know when we was down at Egypt, they were showing it off on quite a few various devices. I think they had like an iPhone showing it, an iPad. There's a couple of Android phones, and I think somebody was using like a HP Stream laptop, which is pretty much the most basic laptop you can buy now for about £100. And it all seemed to be running pretty smoothly on it. I think they're releasing a little standalone client, which is pretty much like a little mini Android box as well.
Yeah, I did see them running one of the Tomb Raiders on there, and that seemed to be running fine. Seemed to be running perfectly from what I saw of it. So. Yeah.
So, would you recommend that kind of service if you haven't got the cash spare?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, I've been looking at getting a gaming PC for a while, just haven't had the cash for it, but this would be a much cheaper option. So.
Cool. And you popped an article up on the Geeky Brummie website?
It's on their website now.
So if you go to geekybrummie.com, just check out the homepage, there'll be a little article on there explaining a bit more about the service.
What's going on? It's Geeky going on.
It is time for your week in Geek. What is going on in the local area? Key Stuff is not here this week, but he has sent in his comic of the week, which is
1 million kids go into a
toilet.
Sainsbury's Express.
1 million kids go for a autumnal walk with some hot flask of beverages.
Four kids go for a walk with sandwiches that feed 4.
4 kids make an ombre chocolate cake. No, it's comics are Lightstep issue 1 by Milos Slavkovic for Dark Horse. It looks really interesting. And the other one was Middle West issue 1 by Scotty Young and George Corona from Image. That is his 2 selections of the week.
And like, if Keith was here, he'd be like, these comics are really good because the art's really good and people have drawn on them and people have written like lines to go with the artwork and it's really inspirational and I like comics.
And it was written by this guy who also wrote this amazing thing that you've heard of.
And 4 kids in a bank.
And drawn by this guy who drew these amazing things that you know as well.
Alright, Kallen, you took it too far. You're taking the mic now.
Keith pops up an amazing article every week on the Geeky Brummie website, which is his new comic book day selection. So there'll be more information on there. Do check it out. There's always some really cool pics. Phil Ellis is not here, and he has not given me a podcast of the week, so I'm going to steal his slot. I'm going to do YouTuber of the week, which is
Zoella.
This is not Zoella. It is Mr. Biffo, who has done a Digitizer of the show. So if you don't know Digitizer, because Kallen won't, because he's a child, and he won't remember Teletext Digitizer used to be a thing that he used to do on Channel 4, which was kind of like a gaming magazine on Teletext.
Oh my God, like, do you remember Bamboozle?
Yeah, stuff like that. Wow. So he did Digitizer, which was pretty much a video game roundup of the week, and it was all on Teletext, and now he's turned that into a YouTube series, and he's pulled in some really cool YouTubers. So you got Larry Bender Jr., who's like a legend in video gaming, Paul Gannon from Cheap Show Podcast, and Barshans and Ashens as well. So some really cool retro YouTubers, so do check that out. The first episode went up last Sunday, and the next episode will be out tomorrow, so worth checking out.
Wasn't Bamboozled the thing on like CBBC where like the little animals
done?
No. C-Fax, Teletext.
You're out of your element, Kallen. He doesn't even know what Teletext is.
When we explain the technology, his mind will be blown. Leigh, video game of the week.
Okay, so next week is kind of a weird one for games because I think Battlefield's coming out and there's like
everybody's got scared again.
Everyone's got scared again, but it is I did notice that the console release of Bendy and the Ink Machine is out, and that is a very interesting looking game. It's been on Steam for a while. It's been released as an episodic game. It's a horror game based sort of on old 1920s cartoons. So it's about a cartoon studio, animation studio that is abandoned, and someone's gone there for some reason, and it seems like one of the cartoon characters has come to life and is turned evil.
Kind of like a Cupheady style animation kind of thing, yeah.
Cool. And it's sort of a dark horror game, sort of bring out the darker aspects of those old cartoons.
Interesting.
And it's getting its console release this week.
That sounds really cool.
So
sounds better than Battlefield. Here's another fighty game
yeah.
where you'll get spanked by some 14-year-old child who's already on pre-order for 16 weeks.
Exactly.
Like Kallen. Moving back to the local area, on at the NEC 24th to 25th of November 2018. It is MCM Comic Con.
Not the National Pet Show.
Not the National Pet Show. It is one of our favourite events of the year. There's always really cool guests. This time David Morrissey will be present. Jason O'Mara from The Man in High Castle. Mary McDonnell from Battlestar Galactica. She doesn't really do many conventions, so if you are chasing... Yes, check that out. Roger Aston Griffiths from Game of Thrones. Taylor Gray, who I'm really looking forward to. He's from Star Wars Rebels. He did the voice of the main character in that, so really cool guy to check out. Julian Glover, Star Wars Episode 5 and Game of Thrones as well. So really good guest list.
Oh, is that Master Pycelle who did the little Tommy Squeaker?
Yes, it is. And Nintendo are going to be there with a stand. And you can play Smash Brothers Ultimate. And I think there's a rumour that all 70 odd characters might be available to
play.
play.
The plan.
I think from what I understand in the direct, they did say vaguely at the end that people in Europe, there will be events where you can play as all 74 fighters, but they didn't specify which events, and they haven't specified yet, so I don't know for sure, but it sounds like this could be one of those.
And there's going to be loads of other Nintendo games to play. So
if you get a chance, you've got to play this plant.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they haven't finished the plant yet. So,
hasn't they?
Yeah, it's going to be like a post-release sort of thing.
Also going on the 19th of November, 8 to 8 PM, it is Roger Taylor's Queen Extravaganza UK Tour, produced by Brian May and Roger Taylor.
What did we learn about Freddie Mercury last week, Kallen?
He was in some band with some guy. and two other guys.
John Deacon.
So if you don't know what the Queen Extravaganza is the official tribute band handpicked by Roger Taylor and Brian May.
Oh, God.
So they put this together, I think it was 2014, 2015, and it was online auditions, and they're returning for a series of shows. Queen Extravaganza, described by Roger Taylor as a rock celebration in a royal tradition.
Yeah, of course he's going to say that when the money starts coming to his bank.
It's designed to enable new fans, together with fans of old, to celebrate the music of Queen. They'll be playing 16 shows across England and Scotland, beginning at the end of October 2018 in Edinburgh, and the tour finishing in London on November the 22nd. So that'll be the 19th of November at Birmingham Symphony Hall. And Symphony Hall is an amazing venue. If you've ever been there, it's got really great acoustics, so great place to see bands. On the 23rd of November, the Electric Cinema, Shock and Gore presents Suspiria.
Piss, drool, and blood.
Starring Dakota Johnson, Tilda Swinton, Mia Goth, Jessica Harper, and Chloe Grace Moritz.
You may have to go see The Electric, because I heard a rumour that Cineworld are only showing it in 7 of their cinemas, but they'll show every screen under the sun with that cretin Johnny Depp in his big new The Crimes of Grindelkrud. So, do you watch Cineworld? Shame on you for not showing Suspiria and letting Johnny Depp's face. I mean, I don't mind Johnny Depp, but it's shame on you for letting having his face across every cinema across your land, and you're not going to show something class like Suspiria. Disgusting. Shame on yourselves.
Call Me By Your Name director Luca Guadagnino, something like that. Anyway, unleashes his primal reimagining of Dario Argenti's classic in this nightmarish, blood-soaked delve into the human psyche.
Not just blood-soaked, is it?
Yes. From Friday the 16th to Sunday the 18th of November, The Mockingbird turns 2.
Yep. Older than Kallen?
Yes. Great cinema. They are showing Fantastic Beasts 1 and Fantastic Beasts, the ridiculously overlong title, and you will get a free bag of popcorn at the bar plus 40% off draft points. Claim your ticket from their Facebook page. And one more thing to book ahead. Thursday the 5th to Sunday the 8th of December, Marvel Universe Live, which Kallen will be going to with an appropriate guardian.
That sounds fun.
It's the Age of Heroes bringing together Avengers, Spider-Man, and new fan favourites, the Guardians of the Galaxy, to stop Loki in his quest to rule the universe. So you can check that out at marveluniverselive.com. The website is there, and that is your geeky goings on for this week.
Before we end the show this week, I'd like to ask everybody what good lifestyle advice you got this week. What are you going to take away from this show?
When it gets cold outside, wear a jumper.
Just making sure that I always have a hot drink to hand.
To make a sandwich.
I think for me, it's just make sure that I change my duvet throughout the year and to make sure I've got throws around and get the flannels out.
Do not forget to check your TOG rating to make sure
Yeah.
you have the appropriate level of duvet on at any time.
And if you have guests over, just make sure that you give them everything and the kitchen sink.
Yes. Make them a full English in the morning.
Your house is a hotel now.
Thank you for joining us on the Geeky Brummie podcast this week. Leigh, where can we find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at Cheap Ferret, where I will talk games and rubbish.
Guy, where can we find you online?
I'm back on the records a little bit, so...
I see you posted the White Album,
I
which
did,
is the
I
most
did.
boring cover ever to put onto
I
Instagram.
did. And then Keith messaged me saying, like, that's a bit dull, isn't it? So I did, like, a really crap writing. The Beatles, it, and then like, crap written.
And he come back and said, that's still more work than the graphic designer put in.
The White Album is a beautiful piece of work. When I was listening to it, I had to skip Obladi of the Dark.
Life goes on.
God, it's the worst
and life
song.
goes on.
But no, I'm back on the Insta, which is at Final Guy Hate.
Have you renamed it after the amount of Twitter abuse you got last?
Baba Goose.
Do you do the fandango?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram.
Is that like RedTube?
Wow.
But for youths.
No, it's a place where like people who call their company Baba Goose go and sign up.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram
and Snapchat.
No, my Snapchat. I was going to do my Snapchat in a minute. Twitter and Instagram at Baba Audio, BABA, and on.
Look at him, he's so proud, isn't he? Baba Audio.
You can find Callen's mugshot on the local police station. Look for the guy wearing the hat that says "Splendid" or whatever it says.
You can find Kallen Danes on Disc 1, Episode 4 of Nathan Barley in the background, jumping up and down.
Kallen, you need to get like a Geek Pie haircut. Go home and Google a Geek Pie. Get that haircut.
Where can we find your Snapchat?
You can find my Snapchat at KDanes.
No one cares.
1.
You can find me.
I've been handed divorce papers after this incident tonight.
You can find me giving lifestyle advice on YouTube where you can find Geeky Brummie, the podcast, now available on YouTube at YouTube Geeky Brummie. Give it a search. You can find me at Ryan Parrish. You can find Brummie Gone Mond, which is my foodie stuff, and you can find us all at Geeky Brummie on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, geekybrummie.com, and on YouTube at Geeky Brummie. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends about how amazing our podcast is.
Right then, let's go play a game of Rounders.
Bye everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. If you'd like to support Geeky Brummie, you can help support us at ko-fi.com/geekybrummie. That is ko-fi.com, Geeky Brummie.